EV battery swapping startup that raised 330 million just filed for bankruptcy. Is Neo in trouble? I think not. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. So Ample was founded in 2014 with a goal of solving slow charging times and infrastructure. They tried to copy Chinese EV maker NIO. For commercial EV fleets, such as those in logistics, ride hailing, and delivery, the filing states to date, Ample has raised more than 330 million across 5 rounds of funding to finance research and development and deployment. Rather than tackling fast charging, its strategy involved developing fully autonomous modular battery swapping, like NIO, capable of delivering a fully charged battery in just 5 minutes. The technology requires purpose-built Ample stations that look like car washes. A car is guided into the bay, unlike with NIO where it's automated, where you press a button and the car backs itself in. The new generation station for NIO that's coming out next year, early next year, it's already in testing. You drive straight in. So you'll swap in about 89 seconds. But with Ample, the car was guided into a battery and elevated on a platform. A robot then identifies the location of a car battery's module, removes it, and replaces it with a charge module. But the problem with that is they had to have an attendant at every station, so the business was not sustainable. The company also boasts partnerships with Uber, Mitsubishi, Stellantis at the time, and notes it has deployed its technology or is pursuing deployment in San Francisco, Madrid, Tokyo. Even so, it ran up against funding issues because unlike NIO, Ample did not have the partnerships to help them expand. With NIO, they do partnerships with the government, with the electrical companies, with the gas companies, with other Chinese EV companies, a vastly different business model. In its filing, Ample attributes its bankruptcy to macroeconomic and industry headwinds, such as severe supply chain disruptions, which is something that NIO and the Chinese EVs doesn't have, contraction in both public and private investment in renewable energy, here in America and in Europe as we see it's happening, and a reduction daily or redirection of government incentives intended to accelerate EV adoption. The filing notes, that regulatory and permitting delays slowed its launch in international markets, after which access to capital foiled its scaling efforts. The company eliminated all but 2 full-time non-executive employees after formerly employing about 200. Electric noted that Ample is the second battery swapping startup to go bankrupt after California-based Better Place collapsed in 2013, and financial issues related to how capital intensive it was to build infrastructure. And we see that with NIO, that's why they're doing several partnerships. Reuters reported, and Tesla briefly pursued the concept, building a station in California before ditching the idea altogether, again because they didn't know how to pitch it to the public. Ample claimed to have designed autonomous battery swapping stations that would be rapidly deployable, cheap to build, and could adapt to any EV design with a modular battery which would be easy for manufacturers to use. And I remember when they first came out, people were panicking. They said this will disrupt the whole industry and take NIO's share away from them. That did not happen. Where this bankruptcy leaves Ample Technologies unclear. Another company could snap it up and try to do something with it if they find that the technology is real and useful. Ample had gotten investments and partnerships with Shell, Mitsubishi, and Stellantis, for example. So the company wasn't alone in touting its tech, or it could just disappear as another EV battery swapping plans have before. Just like Ford had to stop doing electric vehicles And now Volkswagen also has stopped its sale of electric vehicles in America. Another one bites the dust. That's not to say that nobody has been successful at implementing battery swap, though. NIO seems to be successful with its battery swapping tech in China, and it keeps ramping up. Uh, so, as the competition tries to come up with their own form of battery swapping, we see that it will fail unless they do partnerships with NIO, who already has the superior tech going forward with battery swapping. Just like you see with Cattle teaming up with NIO, uh, just like you see with Shell and others teaming up with NIO, because they understand that NIO has the superior tech already. They did the research and development, which Western analysts at one point say was cash burn. Now it's showing that it was not cash burn. It's just actually something called research and development, automated battery swap stations, which is getting ready by next year, most likely, where the car will go and swap on its own. They've shown it actually in videos where the car will drive away on its own and go and swap. So whilst you sleep at night and the power is cheaper to use at that time, the car will drive away on its own and go and swap the battery and come back. Unbelievable. Sci-fi made real, only in China. And these stations will be deployed all throughout Europe, the fifth generation stations, which are already in testing. So it goes to show that research and development is real, infrastructure is real, and NIO is the only way forward. I hope you guys found this video yet again to be informational, inspirational, and motivational on a Sunday. If so, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we are waking up the middle class for the first time to get a major piece of the pie from the ground level up as to how the games are played on Wall Street. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.